What if I told you that you could transform your life by embracing a set of qualities? These aren't just any qualities, but virtues deeply rooted in Christianity. Welcome, friends, to a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Today we are diving into the world of Christian virtues. Now you may ask, what exactly are virtues? In the context of Christianity, virtues are moral qualities that every Christian aspires to develop and nurture. They are like guiding stars, helping us navigate through the complexities of life. Each virtue, you see, has a profound impact on our character and actions. They shape our thoughts, our decisions, our relationships. They become the essence of who we are and how we interact with the world around us. But these are not just abstract concepts. They are practical, tangible, and applicable to our everyday lives. They are tools for transformation. So, are you intrigued to discover these transformative virtues? Let's dive in. First and foremost, faith sits at the core of Christianity. It is a virtue that transcends beyond mere belief. Faith, in the Christian context, is complete trust or confidence in God and His promises. It is the unshakable certainty that God's will is being done, even when circumstances challenge this belief. Imagine yourself navigating a dense forest with nothing but a compass. You may not see your destination, but you trust the compass to guide your path. That's faith. It's not about knowing every detail of the journey, it's about trusting the guide. Let's take a look at some real-life examples. Consider those who maintain hope during difficult times. When life presents us with challenges, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost. But faith means holding on to the belief that there is a greater plan at work. It's about trusting that every storm has a rainbow at the end, and that hardships are merely stepping stones towards growth. Or think about those moments when we face uncertainty. Life is unpredictable and it often throws curveballs our way. But faith provides us with the courage to face the unknown, trusting that God is with us every step of the way. It's the belief that even the most winding roads can lead to beautiful destinations. Faith is also about accepting that we won't always understand God's plan. Sometimes it may seem like things aren't going our way. But faith encourages us to believe that there's a reason for everything, even if we can't see it right now. It's about trusting that the painter of our lives is creating a masterpiece, even when we can't see the full picture. The virtue of faith is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly seeking, questioning, and growing in our trust in God. It's about letting go of our need for control and surrendering to God's will. Faith, therefore, becomes a beacon of light in the darkest of times. It guides us when we're lost, provides us with hope when we're in despair, and reminds us that there's a greater power at work, even when we feel like we're walking alone. Next on our list is hope, a virtue that keeps us resilient in the face of adversity. Now, hope is not about wishful thinking or blind optimism. In a Christian context, hope is a confident expectation of eternal salvation and the fulfillment of God's promises. It's a fundamental part of our faith that encourages us to remain optimistic in the face of setbacks and to look forward to a brighter future, even in the midst of crisis. Think of it this way. When you're going through a tough time, hope is that small voice whispering, "This too shall pass." It's the belief that no matter how dark the night, the dawn is sure to follow. And it's not just about our personal trials. Hope also inspires us to work towards a better world, believing in the potential for good in all of us. Hope thus gives us the strength to endure and the vision to see beyond our current circumstances. Now let's discuss charity, a virtue that calls us to love God above all things and our neighbors as ourselves. Charity in the Christian context is not just about giving alms or donating to a cause. It's a deeper, more profound virtue that embodies the selfless love Jesus Christ taught us. This love seeks the good of others, not out of obligation or for personal gain, but out of genuine care and compassion. It's a love that mirrors God's love for us, limitless and unconditional. So how does this virtue of charity manifest in our everyday lives? Well, it can take on many forms, each as unique and diverse as we are. It might be seen in the act of volunteering at a local shelter, giving your time and energy to help those less fortunate. This isn't just about the physical act of volunteering, but the spirit in which it's done. It's about showing kindness and empathy, treating those you're helping with dignity and respect. Charity can also be as simple as lending a hand to a neighbor in need. Perhaps they're struggling to mow their lawn, or they need someone to watch their kids for an afternoon. These small acts of kindness, done without expecting anything in return, are examples of the virtue of charity in action. And let's not forget one of the most challenging aspects of charity: forgiveness. When someone has wronged you, it can be difficult to let go of that hurt. But charity calls us to forgive, to let go of our resentment and offer love instead. This doesn't mean we condone the wrong done to us, but rather we choose to respond with love and understanding. Charity, then, is not just about grand gestures of generosity. It's about the small, everyday acts of kindness that show our love for others. It's about putting others before ourselves, not because we have to, but because we want to. And in doing so, we reflect God's love in our own lives. Charity, then, pushes us to extend our love beyond ourselves and make a positive difference in the world. You might be wondering, how can we cultivate these virtues in our lives? The answer lies in prayer. Prayer is an intimate conversation with God, a powerful tool to cultivate virtues in our lives. It's not just about asking for things or seeking solace in times of trouble. It's also about aligning our hearts and minds with the divine will, seeking the grace to grow in faith, hope, and charity. Let's take the virtue of faith, for instance. A prayer for faith might sound like this: Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. Increase my trust in you, my confidence in your promises, and my reliance on your word. This prayer is a humble acknowledgement of our human frailty and the recognition of God's ability to strengthen our faith. When it comes to hope, a prayer could be: Heavenly Father, in a world that often seems hopeless, help me to hold fast to the hope that is in you. Let my hope be a light that shines in the darkness, drawing others to the hope that is found in you. This prayer is a plea for the grace to remain hopeful in challenging times and to become a beacon of hope for others. In the case of charity, a prayer might look like this: God of love, fill my heart with your love, that I may love as you have loved. Give me the grace to see others as you see them, to serve without counting the cost, and to give without expecting anything in return. This prayer is a request for the grace to love unconditionally, to serve selflessly, and to give generously. Prayer is the key that opens the door to these virtues. It's an invitation to God to work in our lives, to shape our hearts, and to transform our minds. It's a journey of growth, of becoming more like Christ, of living a life that reflects His love and goodness. Through prayer, we invite God to shape our hearts and minds, helping us grow in virtue. As we wrap up, let's reflect on the transformative power of virtues. We've journeyed through the heart of what makes a virtue, particularly in the Christian context. We've explored how these virtues are not just lofty ideals, but real, tangible qualities that we can cultivate in our daily lives. Let's revisit the virtue of faith, that unshakable trust in the divine. Faith is that inner compass that guides us even when we can't see the path ahead. It's the confidence that no matter how stormy the seas of life get, there's a divine hand steering our ship. It's a virtue seen in the inspiring stories of everyday people who, despite setbacks and challenges, continue to believe and persevere. Then there's hope, that uplifting beacon that lights our way in darkness. Hope is the quiet whisper that reassures us this too shall pass during tough times. It's the optimism that better days are ahead, a virtue reflected in the resilient spirit of individuals who've overcome adversity to create a brighter future. And who can forget charity, the virtue of selfless love? Charity is that generous impulse to give of ourselves for the benefit of others. It's the virtue that compels us to extend a helping hand, to offer a comforting word, to share our resources with those less fortunate. This virtue shines brightly in acts of kindness, big and small, that we witness every day. But remember, virtues don't just sprout overnight. They require nurturing, and that's where prayer comes in. Prayer is our spiritual gym, the place where we work out our virtue muscles. Through prayer, we connect with the divine, draw strength, and gain insights to cultivate these virtues. As we continue on our own personal journeys, let's strive to embody these virtues. Let's allow faith to guide us, hope to uplift us, and charity to move us. May our journey towards embracing these virtues not only transform our lives, but also touch the lives of those around us in profound ways. If you are enjoying this content, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and notification buttons. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Show you care for others by sharing this with any of your friends or family members that could benefit from this video as well. Stay sassy, for when the devil hears your feet touch the ground in the morning, make him respond in fear. Oh no, she is awake. Stay faithful and keep shining, sassy faith girl.